All right, this is the Spokane Preinspection of the 2019 Subaru Crosstrek. Initial impressions on engine bay are good. Looked at front crash rail, no damage there, no paint deviations, any witness marks on bolts or removal, changes in paneling, anything like that. No smells of burning oil, coolant. I can see down below to the belly pan and see if there's any leaks or staining. I'm not seeing any stains, arrested leaks, things like that. You can still see some shininess on the heat shield for the catalytic converter. No concerns there. That's the first place to check if you see on these vehicles. If you see if there's a suspected leak, they'll drip down on that catalytic converter because it's so large. So I'm not smelling anything out of here. It would be very apparent immediately. Checking top of the engine valve covers, not seeing any leaks there. Battery terminals free of corrosion, no oxidation there. ABS stainless steel, these lines can start to flash rust, and the aluminum blocks, steel blocks can start flash rusting over time. No salt oxidation or anything on the back lines for air conditioning system. And following over to brake booster, no concerns, corrosion there. Fluids came back good. Brake fluid right in line with its age, 2019, 32,000 miles or so. No noise from the belt, no noise from components. It's got an electric power steering rack, so there is no hydraulic power steering fluid to check. The engine bay gets a clean bill of health. Thank you. All right, this is the exterior inspection of the 2019 Subaru Crosstrek. We're starting with the front left driver quarter panel, checking for panel gaps, deviations, and metallic flake, any like signs of collision repair, replaced componentry. Not seeing any deviations on front left quarter panel. Checking any sort of signs of scrapes of curb rash or curbed, or like if you were to smack a curb, maybe it would damage some of the metal, but that could also indicate maybe some damage to suspension. The vehicle did drive track straight and fine, so I don't have a suspicion there. Checking panel gaps for pushed-in panels, collision damage on front driver. Moving to B panel. B panel is good. B pillar. Moving to C pillar. Test good. Checking bumper cover. We're going to pull on the bumper cover to make sure that there's no clips, broken clips, anything like that on there, like it maybe got gently pushed into a curb or a vehicle or a berm or something like that. Maybe grabbed some concrete. So I'm going to pull under here, listening for rattles, creaks, things like that, not hearing anything. So rear bumper cover comes back good. Checking roof line comes back free, clear of rust, any sort of oxidation or debris, sap, tree sap, things like that, just some road dirt, dust up there. Rear hatch, let's see, rear hatch looking at the gaps on either side, looking for any deviations in the fitment of the hatch. That comes back square, that's good. Checking right rear passenger, C-pillar, panel gap, that tests good. Walking the rocker panel, no damage to the rocker panel. Checking B-pillar is square. And checking A-pillar is square. Checking quarter panel, again, same deal, looking for deviations in metallic flake and reflections, that's coming back good. Deviations in hood fitment, that comes back good. Checking bumper cover for same thing as the rear, broken pins, connectors, things like that. That's coming back good. It's all nice and secure. Okay. Exterior gets a clean bill of health. Thank you. All right, we are starting the undercarriage inspection of the 2019 Subaru Crosstrek. What I'm looking for is high-centered panels, anything crushed in, anything pushed up. I apologize if the view it's a bit dark, but I am able to get under here and look and see. So we're starting with the right rear subframe. We're checking for missing panels, oxidation, rust, leaks. I can see the differential, the flange in there on the CV axle. That looks fine, that's dry. Moving up to front passenger right side. Body panel's aero is good, exhaust comes back good. You can see the flange in there. Flange looks good. I see moving up to front subframe, underneath transmission, comes back good, no leaks, nice and dry. Checking front belly pan, looking for curbing, anything like that, missing abrasions, things like that, missing panels, leaks, that comes back clear. Same deal on the front driver, that's clear. Moving to front driver subframe inspection. That comes back looking for rust, any sort of damage. That comes back clear. Following the arrow back, that's good as well. Checking left, rear, CV axle and differential, exhaust pipe right there. Let's see, that all comes back good. And finally, checking underneath, directly to the back, we can see the differential there, nice and shiny cap on that. The fill ports are snug. Not seeing any leaking on the gasket face on the differential there. And there's not any rust or anything, excessive rust or unacceptable rust on the rear subframe or strut and suspension componentry. Underbody comes back with a clean bill of health. Thank you. All right, this is the interior inspection of the 2019 Subaru Crosstrek. A very clean car. Reflected the mileage, reflected in the care of ownership. There's no damage to internal componentry. No kick panels are crushed in. Nothing's missing. There's no smells. There's not any, someone's gone at someone with a knife. The seats aren't ripped up. The interior's been well cared for. Infotainment works. HVAC controls work. No concerns here. All these dials feel like they're brand new. Driver controls feel fine. Driver's instrument panel comes back clear, functions exactly as it should. Rear view mirrors, side view mirrors, everything functions. Windows open, closed, so on and so forth. There's not a lot going on in here because it's a base model. As you can see, it's missing some of the feature buttons here. So, but interior gets a clean bill of health. Again, everything is here. Again, no smells, and it just looks kind of like it rolled off the dealer lot. Thank you. This is the trunk inspection of the 2019 Subaru Crosstrek. We're looking for water intrusion, missing componentry, missing panels. Obviously, we can see that this is here. Pulling up the underlayment right here, we can see the emergency roadside kit still in here. Looking under here for any sort of like puddling, watermarks, any sort of rodent intrusion and infestation, things like that. And there's no smells to indicate that as well. Nothing's chewed up under here. This is about as deep as you can go on this. There would be maybe some trailer wiring on the left or right side of the vehicle under here. But nothing looks hacked into, nothing is missing. It doesn't even look like anybody's even been in here. And if there ever is any sort of like water intrusion or things like that, you might even see some corrosion on the tools. I see a lot of times these screwdrivers will have some like flash rusting on them. It's real common if there's moisture contamination back here. But the rear trunk comes back good. Everything is complete, everything works. Again, same deal as the front of the interior. It looks like it kind of just rolled off the lot. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about a couple of the codes found here. And right off the bat, no immediate cause for concern, but we're gonna go into the electronic power steering module here. Typically when you see these kinds of codes, fault or see historical, means it's no longer a current active code. It's good to see that the customer has not cleared any of this out. This is very common with a battery, maybe it's run down, something is disconnected and reconnected, maybe if there still is power in the system, but the electronic power steering, you would know if the computer that runs that was at fault. You would lose power steering functionality. The dash would light up like a Christmas tree. So the fact that this is historical, I had no concerns while driving the vehicle down the road, and nothing that's giving me an indication that this is a cause for concern. I would treat this as an errant code from maybe a battery unplug or a module unplug sometime in the past, so no concerns there. We're going to go in the infotainment system here. A lot of times this is telematics unit battery failures and things like that, so let's see what this says in here. Okay, same deal, historical codes, Bluetooth module, loss of power. So 9 times out of 10 when I see these body codes with historical settings, battery got unplugged, maybe radio was on when there's key, you put the key in, unplug the battery, you put the battery back together, you're testing something, it sets a code. Inconsequential, not a concern. So other than that, there is no powertrain, transmission, ABS, SRS, no other modules in here that are giving me any grief or cause for concern. So code scan comes back clear. Thank you. All right, this is a conclusions video for the 2019 Subaru Crosstrek. Car comes back with a clean bill of health. The car was obviously cared for, followed fluid maintenance intervals. It's low mileage to begin with. There's no signs of abuse, no concerns in terms of drivability or performance, leaks, mechanical or otherwise. Manual transmission shifts exactly as it should. The shift gates are just fine. They're nice and responsive. It's crisp. The synchros feel perfectly fine. There's really not much to report on this vehicle. It's almost like it kind of rolled off the dealer lot. It's nice to see vehicles that are cared for. Thank you very much.